Right, we are back and we are ready to lock in for this best of 5 series.
Absolutely. We are finally in grand finals. DJ Vibes dominating their way through the losers bracket, while Val Sucks had the much more treacherous path, making their way all the way through losers to wound up in this position here. DJ Vibes sat for a while but has not dropped a single map. Val Sucks was sent here by the opponents they played in losers finals and sent them packing. This is going to be a fantastic game that we have the privilege to bring to you all today. I am absolutely thrilled to be able to cast over it and witness it with my own two eyeballs. It is late. Us casters, we're tired, but we are going to be giving it all for you guys tonight as we head into our grand finals matchup. DJ Vibes and Val Sucks now going into the ban phase. And truly, Val Sucks we've seen a lot of today. We kind of know what they have in their bag, right? What they're capable of playing. I think we could have casted over every game that DJ Vibes played, and we still haven't even seen half of what this team could do. They are flex gods with some of the players on their team that can play at a high level on every role in the game. I'm excited to see what they come up with.
They are definitely defending their spot in the bracket for a reason. They have earned their way here by that flexibility, and it is going to be very hard to have bans that are incredibly effective against them.
I absolutely agree, but I do like the ban from Valsucks. Little Angry Stump has been too impactful on the Devil Dino. We have to get rid of that as soon as possible. Make sure it's not a protected pick, and so they get rid of it. I do enjoy, too, that they are protecting Bubblets hella. Usually, a lot of the saves go for low tiers and high tiers. Bubblet, a mid-tier duelist player here in the tournament. But again, really, really successful. And Bublet's competing for something that no one else in this grand finals could possibly achieve. If DJ Vibes were to win this, Bubblet would actually be a champion of the Overwatch draft tournament and the Marvel Rivals draft tournament. He would be the only one in the entire server to be able to accomplish such a feat, and that would be pretty cool.
And if he signs up for the 3rd draft, I can't imagine people are gonna not draft him first at this rate.
Indeed, it doesn't matter if it's a game that he's never played before. I think Bubblet needs to be a high-tier player, no matter where he is, because he obviously has the makings of at least a one-time champion, trying to prove he's got the makings of a 2-time champion. Emma and Rocket being saved, Pandemonium on the Emma, Noir Assassin on the Rocket. They did leave that Cyclops available for Daniel. This is a character he's been able to take over games on. I'm curious if it'll have the same impact against the team that he is currently playing against. Purple Kid will be mirroring the Cyclops, DJ Superman, and Lesbians on the strategists for the event.
Purple Kid can't mirror. That's banned.
Oh yeah, he can't mirror.
Which is
You're absolutely
big for
right.
them
We got
because
rid of the
Purple's Cyclops is good.
Yeah, it is exceptionally good. As we now go over into seeing what the final comp is, as Lesbians and Purple Kid do have to debate what they're going to be able to pick from. Snowcut is on that signature Black Panther, however. Again, could be dangerous. We've seen the damage that he is able to do. As Little Angry Stump is on the Emma. Purple Kid is going over to the Doctor Strange, not playing the Duelist.
3, 2, 1.
Finally, we get to go into our first map.
Lesbians on the Strategist Deadpool is a big deal. We saw him on that yesterday, and he was ulting literally every fight, and they were impactful.
Absolutely. The only danger that they have to present themselves is that Bubblet is going to have to handle both a dive from Snowcut and Nokia and Daniel bearing down upon him. He needs to be very, very careful with this team as they immediately take high ground. DJ Vibes opting to go to the payload first.
We're just poking it out, looking to build ults first.
We are. Snowcut does get caught out pretty intensely. Nice awareness from DJ Vibes to make sure he couldn't get the dive he wanted. And the percentage will immediately go in favor of DJ Vibes. He finally looks for it. Bubblet hits some nice shots to make sure he doesn't get in there at full health. And he's not able to full commit to the dive. He gets absolutely shredded. Daniel does find DJ Superman, and Snowcut is back up. So this is actually a man advantage for Val Sucks if they choose to go only one strategist alive for DJ Vibes. He goes looking for Bubblet. The Deadpool does have the AoE ability to pop. Lesbians exceptionally low, does finally get poked out. I don't like the pacing that DJ Vibes is playing. They take the objective, but they refuse to actually push into the other team. They let Daniel and Nokia just poke them out. They choose not to be the aggressor. And I think that's the reason they lost this fight. Triple Duelist is too good the longer the fights go on. They have to be aggressive and take the fights to them.
An opportunity for combat.
We are looking at probably more ults on the side of Val Sucks, actually. Which makes sense given how aggressive they play.
Yeah. Both hit scan duelists are going to be up on theirs. Mafia Nami a little behind on the Cloak and Dagger roll, but so is the War Assassin. It's Daniel, falls extremely low. Nice shots. That's definitely credit to Bubblet. A big grab. It's Daniel, immediately finds DJ Superman. Lesbians will also be eliminated as well. Purple Kid does finally take out Snowcut, but the rest of his team that he was protecting will fall behind him. Mathianami does have the Glow Goat, should opt to save it here. They should be really trying to back up. Do not want to get staggered in this point. Pandemonium recognizes that. He gets aggressive. Purple Kid and Mathianami are eliminated, and they just won a fight for free off of that aggression. Nice work from Val Sucks.
I understand the need to have shield tanks or shield vanguards here, but I almost wonder if we're putting our high tiers, our DJ Vibes, on characters that are just not impactful enough.
I do completely agree with you. You need your high tiers to take control of the game, and right now it doesn't look like they're really playing the cast that's capable of doing that. Snowcut, however, will immediately get caught out, and Mathianami uses that as an opportunity to cloak all the way to the objective.
Valsucks does have a very comfortable amount of ults. Even if they lose this fight, they should be able to retake. However,
Daniel finds DJ Superman, only Mathianami alive, is currently living. A nice fade, does get taken out though. The protection isn't there. They weren't able to finish that fight quick enough, mostly off the back of Crack Panther's White Fox Ultimate. Noir Assassin also choosing to pop the Rocket Ult. That's a near guarantee that they're going to win this objective, and I don't think they have enough time to touch. Yeah, they definitely do not. This will be a first map win. Not a full map, but this first part for Val Sucks. Oh, I lied. A little bit sneaky. DJ Superman uses the passive invisibility to get on, but I just don't think the rest of his team's going to be able to join him. The Strange Portal doesn't come out in time, almost makes it, but a statement showing from Val Sucks again. This doesn't exactly shock me though. DJ Vibes has been sitting, they've cooled off. Val Sucks has been playing for hours and hours. They're warm and they're ready.
Valsucks also has an incredibly aggressive, fast-paced playstyle, and DJ Vibes, like you were saying, just doesn't appear to push as fast or as decisively. So either they're going to need to speed up or they're going to need to slow Valsucks down.
I do agree. They like to use Snowcut as like an engagement tool, right? Whenever his dive is occurring, the whole team walks with it. I feel like DJ Vibes doesn't have that kind of condition to be aggressive like Val Sucks has, just because of the comp they're running. I don't necessarily think the comp is bad. I just think it's less obvious that when DJ Vibes needs to get aggressive, it has to be something happening within the comms of the team, not when you see a character diving like Val Sucks has.
Right.
Capture the mission area. Got it?
Come on then, if you think you're hard enough.
Purple Kid now on the Rogue could be a little more impactful on this character, but again, I think Daniel is just doing numbers on the Cyclops. He is currently 14-0 with nearly 9,000 damage. Bubblet does have the Hell Ultimate available, and some nice headshots onto Nokia immediately takes him out. Purple Kid does find Snowcut, and that will be, again, another early fight win from DJ Vibes. But I like that we finally took the fight to him, right?
Yeah.
We chose to walk. And that's what it looks like Lesbians is really trying to do here. His team's not there. But again, I don't love this. You should be chasing. Be greedy for some of these kills. Their team is down. You have to take advantage. Purple Kid knew it, but the rest of the team wasn't there. Nokia takes him out, and now we have Val Sucks on the counterattack. Bubblet and Superman, DJ Superman, both use their ultimates here. Noir Assassin is eliminated. Nami takes out Pandemonium, but it's at a cost. You lose 3 ultimates. Lesbians will be able to build the Deadpool ultimate very quickly. But again, I think if you just take that fight earlier, you don't have to expend all the ultimates we just saw.
No, not at all.
Even
Maybe
with that
DJ
being the case, though. Go ahead, go ahead.
Maybe DJ Vibes really is just warming up from this hour they had off.
I think they could. I think they're getting used to the tempo of the competition, and of course it's grand finals. Val Sucks is playing their best game as of right now. Nami and Purple Kid both have ultimates online. Little Angry Stump on the Ember Frost is also available to do some mind control. It's Daniel, looks for something early with the Cyclops Soul. Unable to find anything. Lesbians barely escaping that. Purple Kid is in with the Rogel, sucking the ultimates away from the enemy team. Luckily stays alive. Nami is there with the support. Excellent job from him. DJ Superman takes out Pandemonium. That's the Rocket Res out of the picture. We're saving Little Angry Stump's ultimate. Pandemonium will use theirs. The blind does go out. That'll provide some coverage for you. Snowcut back on the Panther. Purple Kid is eliminated, having to use the passive team up here. Noir Assassin finds Lesbians, and Crack Panther, I think, gets a little caught up in the excitement, as does Little Angry Stump, both of which are going to pop ultimates here that probably weren't too necessary.
No, definitely not. And for a second there, Purple took so much space with that ultimate and was really on their backline. I thought they had that fight, but Val Sucks had lots of responses.
Absolutely. Purple does get in there and is able to steal the Cyclops ability here. It's Daniel falls extremely low, luckily able to get out. And Purple Kid really being the aggressor here. He just needs his team to help him out. Bubblet does take out Snowcut, but Snowcut trades the Invisible Woman, a much, much better pick. Noir Assassin will have that Rocket Beacon available, and they choose to walk with Lesbian's ult. They have to kill this Rocket Beacon as quickly as humanly possible if they can. And it looks like they do, but Bubblet will be eliminated. No DPS for DJ Vibes are available. That could pose a problem. They need to find a way to finish this fight as quickly as possible, as Purple Kid is extremely involved. Pandemonium will be eliminated, but it's not enough. He gets immediately rest. We do flip the objective. Wait, and suddenly, this is a big win for DJ Vibes. Nokia and Daniel both used their dual assaults at the same time. DJ Vibes had no ult economy to speak of, and now will probably have time to build quite a few powerful ultimates, while Snowcut is going to have to be impactful all on his own.
Yeah, this is not a great spot to be in if you're Val Sucks. They do play quick enough to potentially put them in one-fight territory, but right now, that needs to happen. Otherwise, they're just going to retake it at 99.
Yeah, if I'm DJ Vibes, you need to, again, just keep the tempo up. Snowcut is going to be looking for his opportunity here. He does build his ultimate. He chips down his team. Nice stun from Bubblet and cancels the ult.
Huge.
That's huge from Bubblet. DJ Superman's going to have the Invisible Woman ult very soon. We need to be able to get this off. We cannot lose our lives for it, as now points being taken pretty dominantly by DJ Vibes. They also have the ultimates to handle it as Bubblet is clicking. They actually want to save it. You don't want to use too much. Lesbians and Purple Kid pop. If you're disciplined, you use nothing else here. Keep both your strategist ults going into map 3, and that's exactly what they do. But
Beautiful.
Nami used his cloak ult right at the end there. He could have kept that into map 3.
Rats. We do have a Hella ult as well.
We do. A little bit of a misplay in the excitement, but that could have been such a gigantic advantage for DJ Vibes. You could have been entering this map with 4 ultimates available that you could have stacked maybe 2-2 across these team fights, but now you take away, again, one of the most powerful ults in the game, especially on strategists with the Cloak and Dagger, who has unanswered by Val Sucks. They have nothing truly to counter it. But at least you have the Invisible Woman ult available, and Bubblet is going to be able to rain some hell from above. I do have to point out one switch, and I'm really hoping it does happen. Nokia Val is on the Black Widow, who has been reworked completely. Okay? Completely reworked. They don't choose to opt for it. They go for the Phoenix instead. I was hoping for the Widow. I was hoping to see some excitement, but chooses to go for the company. Lesbians will be building his ult very quickly, as Deadpool does.
Lesbian seems to be especially good at knowing when to use it, though. I've seen several Deadpools just throw their ults away, but he seems to never do that.
Absolutely. Bubblet will be popping his ultimate. Likely not going to be able to find much as the team is able to back here, but it should secure at least a captured objective. This is where you need to get aggro. You're about to have the support pull. You have it. You need to walk and find something. Do not give them time to poke you down. Cyclops' ultimate is used. Does take Lesbians, but Snowcut is eliminated. One strategist down. DJ Superman does have the invis. Isn't able to pop it. Nokia eliminated, but the favor is certainly in Val Sucks as the Rocket Res. Again, a get out of jail free card that they're able to pop. Only 20% DJ Vibes is able to get on the board before they lose it all. Little Angry Stump and the Invisible Woman ult are available for DJ Vibes. Mirrored Mind Control for Val Sucks. Noir Assassin does have the Rocket Beacon online.
Uninvited guests.
Oh my goodness, Bubblet almost died so early.
Yet again, Daniel and Nokia are very talented duelists. They're going to rip into this team. Rogue, extremely low. Snowcut does find Bubblet, though. Again, no duelists for DJ Vibe. These situations keep happening, unfortunately. Pandemonium will follow. Does force the Rocket ult, but Purple Kid certainly gets eliminated for that. Snowcut does fall as Purple Kid does push the team back to enable that. Mafia Nami will be eliminated. And Daniel Cyclops, again, is just a problem. I cannot believe they let him get this past the ban base.
Yeah, and honestly, Valsex still has a great ult economy.
Yes, they do, but they might be able to catch Daniel early here. They do, finally. Thank God they do. He is going to possibly get res. Mafia Nami takes out Crack Panther. Crack Panther, the one who will be gifted the res this time. A very nice Emma Frost ult, hoping to get someone under the mind control. Just makes a lot of space instead. Nothing else, but they do still have the advantage. Daniel is down. They need to walk on this. Bubblet takes out the Noir Assassin. Little Angry Stump hits the diff on Pandemonium, and this will be a point flip in favor of them. But Bubblet, again, keeps dying. He has to play for his own life as DJ Superman is no longer on Strategist. He switches over to the Star-Lord. Snowcut on the Magical, and even though we cap the objective, we lose it just as fast.
I honestly thought things could be looking up for DJ Vibes, but it like slipped right out of their fingers.
Indeed, DJ Superman is forced to recall. Snowcut really in here, but so is DJ Superman, likely eliminated. He is. Noir Assassin will fall, though. That's a gigantic pick. Bubblet needs to stay alive here to provide damage, but it's Daniel and Crack Panther open this fight up. And that's going to be a pretty decisive win for Val Sucks. And people who are watching from home right now, I cannot wait until you have the privilege to look at the scoreboard, because if this doesn't warrant why you get rid of It's Daniel Cyclops, I don't know what else is. But Val Sucks will be taking map 1 in this best of 5 series.
Not shocking.
It's Daniel does get the MVP, and finally we get a look at the scorecard after we reward Val Sucks their hit. And let's take a look at It's Daniel's stats. He died a single time and dropped 31,000 damage with 17 final hits. He is an absolute demon on these Cyclops. Certainly going to be looking to get rid of that from his arsenal. Bubblet, lots and lots of damage out, but needs to stay alive more. Very talented, but the pressure that is being applied by Snowcut and the double hit scan DPS he has to duel is too much for really any player, especially at this point. And so we really have to find a way to enable him, or at least get our vanguards walking.
Yeah, and we may see that they decide they're not gonna continue running this single duelist and keep DJ on another duelist, and I think that would be a smart move into this much damage.
Our map pick is fairly quick. DJ Vibes know what they are about as they want to head into Usguard Yggdrasil Path, a very long sightlined convoy map. And I'm going to be honest, I don't love the map pick. Why are we taking these long sightlines to the team that's been playing almost exclusively hit scan duelists all day? You're forcing your single DPS player, a Bubblet, to an insurmountable task in these sightlines. Unless they have some sort of trick up their sleeve, this is going to be a problem, at least based on the geography of the map for DJ Vibes.
I do feel like they have some decent thinkers on their team. I like to believe that there's a reason, but it does sound sort of bleak, especially for Bubblet.
Definitely. And again, who knows what we are going to see come out as a composition from DJ Vibes, but luckily we don't have to wait too much longer. And as we go into our ban phase, I will just say what everybody is thinking. Let's hope we ban It's Daniel Cyclops. We cannot let that guy have that character.
Yeah, that's probably not our best idea. Unfortunately, his hero pool is big enough that there's a lot of characters it feels like we can't let him have.
That is absolutely true. If you're DJ Vibes, you got to try to at least limit his ability to take over the game. Very curious again to see what we do get from this team. Do notice the flex of the DJ Superman Lord Elsa Bloodstone. Possible shift that we get to see. I'm curious if they'll let the Devil Dino go through by Little Angry Stump. They do not. They make sure to take care of that first. Every single time. Way to be consistent. I mean, if it ain't broke, you don't fix it.
Absolutely. Protecting Strange.
Saving the Strange this time is rather interesting. Pandemonium feeling very confident on the Stephen Strange of recent is likely why they're going to try to enable him to play it. White Fox eliminated. I think that's a great pick. Crack Panther has been a problem on that character. Both teams now opting to save the Strange. Really interesting.
Yeah, I didn't feel like Strange was being quite as impactful for DJ Vibes. Maybe they're seeing something I'm not, but I wouldn't have thought that they'd use this Protect on that.
No, I definitely agree. I don't think it's necessarily worthy of her Protect. It's possible that Little Angry Stump, this is the only other option they have. And so you have to spend the save to make sure that his hero pool is capable. Right?
Right.
You also don't want to go into a chance where one team has a Strange and the other team does not.
There's the Cyclops.
Yeah, finally DJ Vibes understand that we gotta get that Cyclops out of there because Daniel was tearing it up on the Cyclops. Finally, our last save for DJ Vibes. Could be going lots of different directions with this. But again, one thing that's interesting about this team, they do save the Cloak and Dagger. That'll be for Mati and Nami.
Mm-hmm.
Opting to try to make sure that their low-tier players are in a position of comfort, I do think is a generally good way to do your saves and bans, right? Limit the other team in the best that you can, but make sure that there's not anything on your team that you could exploit, right?
Absolutely.
That's what those saves are for.
Yeah, if you have a low-tier player who's forced onto a character they've never played before, that is a huge liability.
Couldn't agree more. I'm trying to think of what DJ Vibes might be capable of coming out on, but I really don't know what they might opt for. One thing I know about Lesbians is that he does have a pretty strong Storm on him, and Storm is particularly strong right now. I would love to maybe see that. The damage boost could be really valuable in dealing with all the duelists. The only problem with Storm is that it can be a little dangerous with all the hit scans out. But it looks like we are going to stick Lesbians still on the strategist as he will be picking up the Jubilee. DJ Superman and Bubblet now opting for a little bit of help for Bubblet, which I think is a great call on the Star-Lord. Bubblet now going to pick up the Cyclops after seeing what Daniel was doing in that game. This map especially really good for him with all the long sightlines.
And I will say, yesterday we saw Lesbians play Jubilee as well. Lesbians is one of our friends in real life, and he is very good at picking things up quickly. He takes in information like no one I've ever met before, and so when I saw him start to play Jubilee, I wasn't really shocked.
Little Angry Stump will be on the Magneto since their Devil Dino has been in purgatory in our ban system. But one thing I do want to point out, they did give Pandemonium his Devil Dino back. And so they will be now opting for this solo tank again, and with a triple DPS comp. Crack Panther now in the Luna Snow, no longer on the White Box. This could be a very interesting game. Some characters were given their strong suits, others not. Nokia, no longer on the Phoenix, is going to opt over to the Magneto. And Pandemonium opting to not play the Dinosaur. Actually, we'll be playing Strange instead. My only confusion is why save Strange if you're DJ Vibes if you're not going to play Strange?
Maybe for that late game TP? I'm not sure.
It is possible, but enough to warrant a full save is a bit risky. Snowcut already up on this Duelist Deadpool ult, but a very difficult backline to get onto, as Jubilee will be able to do a lot to prevent Snowcut from taking over the game. Bubblet on a bit of a flank, looking to find something. Luckily, great movement from Cyclops' F ability that allows him to get out with relative ease.
Looks
Looking
like
for any opening here.
Lesbians and Noir Assassin building early support ults.
Yeah, absolutely. Purple Kid does find Crack Panther. That'll be that rocket ult. Res immediately eliminated. It's Daniel on the flank here for the Punisher. Would hope that his team would be able to help it. Rocket Beacon is used. Jubilee ult immediately popped in response, and they are able to shred that Rocket Beacon. If I am DJ Vibes, I'm walking this team down. You want to get as aggressive as possible. But again, they just opt to control this space. I would love to see something more. Purple Kid does have the Groot ultimate, does fall really low though, needs to be kept up. A nice Groot ult will be taking out the man who was beating him up, but Little Angry Stump is eliminated alongside that.
Oh.
Mathianami is taken, and this flips in their favor. Val sucks. It's Daniel with the 3K. Doesn't matter if you ban his Cyclops, because Punisher is just as strong right now.
Better stop that vehicle!
And he's got that rocket team up.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
Yes, he does. I didn't even notice that, but the infinite ammo, so deadly. Again, they're taking the Valorant hitscan players into the long sightline map. I think there was a bit of an error.
Yeah, I would like to see them turn this around, but especially if they're not going to walk on open picks, I don't know that they do.
It's Daniel raining hell from above with this unlimited ammo. Pandemonium really involved, but Mathianami is there to stabilize with the Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Hopefully able to find something here. DJ Superman now on the Iron Fist does contest Daniel and will eliminate him. Takes out Noir Assassin too. Lesbians does get caught off. They choose to counter walk with Crack Panther, and it's a perfect time for a Luna Snow. Pandemonium will find Little Stump, and again, a fight that could have been won if we called the same targets and walked aggressively gets turned on its head. Val Sucks really has found kind of their bread and butter within this tournament.
Yeah, and honestly, if you're DJ Vibes, you might be looking to change something. They do seem to be moving their selections around a little bit, but I almost feel like it's less of a hero issue and more of a decision-making issue.
Yeah, possibly. The Jubilee ult is unleashed, looking for something. Magneto ultimate unfortunately gets broken, unable to be used. Has to use Bubblet's Cyclops ult. Nothing there. But again, you're just not finding value where you need to. It's just a call and response where the call from DJ Vibes is so quiet and Val Sucks answers with a roar. It's like every ult that they use secondarily is just gonna be able to get more value than DJ Vibes.
And it appears their ult, DJ Vibes does have a better ult economy right now.
Yeah, they may have a little bit more of an opportunity. Crack Panther halfway to another ult. DJ Vibes choosing to opt to take this duel with Snowcut, hoping to win it. This would be a gigantic pick in isolation. and he does find it. Great work. They need to press the advantage on this. Bubblet back on the Hella. Do want to see this from him. It's his comfort character. DJ Superman is in on the Iron Fist, but his team's not there to help. Both tanks are going to fall to Bubblet, however. Pandemonium will get Rocket Red. But again, Daniel is just laying down hellfire with this Rocket team-up, so they can't walk just due to the damage that they're able to do. Snowcut builds the DPS Blade ult and takes out Bubblet, and he is just bouncing on people's noggins as he finds nearly 4 with this ultimate.
Take a quick second to look at our scoreboard here.
And as we do, it does seem like a... Yes, absolutely. What seems to be a pretty even game statistically is still dramatically in favor of Valsucks. Nokia will have the Magneto ultimate available. You can imagine that's going to go right for Mafia Nami. But they do have to touch the objective. Bubblet pays for it with his life. Mafia Nami, the target of interest here, can't allow them to build ult. Does build ult, really valuable for that Eye of Agamotto used by Purple Kid. Magneto does immediately find Mafia Nami, however, that's going to be a close ult gone. You have to clean this up. Snowcut takes out DJ Superman and Lesbians. Purple Kid falls to its Daniel's ult. And the duelist duo from Valsucks are the ones in the highlight reel. 2 minutes and 16 on the clock. 11 final hits from Daniel Snowcut with about the same damage and just as impactful, if not more. They are on fire as they essentially steamroll Yggdrasil Path, a map pick for DJ Vibes.
Are there any quote-unquote easy changes that DJ Vibes could be making here?
I do think there would be some. I think we just need to put our high-tier players on the role they're most impactful with, and I think we're finally starting to see that. Lesbians will be coming out on the Storm, and I think that's really, really a smart choice. Very good anti-dive, especially Snowcut. It's going to have a big problem dealing with Storm. As long with the team-ups, the enhanced team-up that she is getting from Jeff the Landshark, she's going to be able to provide more healing to her team with a healing rain that she is now able to use. I think that this extra utility provided to the team will be a big deal. Purple Kid, I think, needs to make a statement on the Doctor Strange. He needs to let Pandemonium kind of chill out. We need to stop the tempo that he's using. And we need to hit some fat Strange ults.
5, 4, 3.
Well, Purple Kid actually opts the Mr. Fantastic instead. A very pseudo-tank duelist, but could work.
I'm really looking forward to seeing all these changes here.
Yeah, certainly. A healing rain comes down as it's Daniel falls really low, but Little Angry Stump, the solo tank for DJ Vibes, immediately eliminated. I think Snowcut's going to have a tough time on these dives, but you do have to keep your group alive if you are going to have this composition work. I think Little Angry Stump should probably swap over back to the Magneto, or maybe even a Strange. Really give them something to anchor around, or else they're going to have some trouble.
Lesbian's doing a great job of contesting these off angles with heights, though.
Yes, he does. Bubblet will immediately fall, unfortunately. Does have to be careful of the Punisher right above his head with unlimited ammo and good aim. Pandemonium will get eliminated, though. Lesbian's doing what he can to make sure Daniel doesn't have free reign on the high ground. The healing rain will likely come out soon. It does. But again, providing so much utility, Bubblet does take out Snowcut, however. It isn't clear which team is actively winning. They need to eliminate this Rocket ultimate. Now DJ Superman does have the Jeff ultimate available, and that's huge damage. A great blind from Mafia Nami goes unblocked. That also serves as a discord to the enemy team. Those that have that purple hue over them receive 20% more damage from that big purple wall that Mafia Nami throws out. and a really early storm ult, but I kind of like it. If he's able to secure an elimination here, this could be gigantic for guaranteeing them a fight win, and he does, finding Noir Assassin. Really smart from him. Opening a portal, not going to be able to cancel it, but might be able to get some good damage. Can't cost him his life, though.
I'm ready to put on a show.
Really nice work contesting this. Bubblet is also with him, jumping through the portal, likely on accident. Crack Panther does have the Luna Snow ultimate on point. You need to clean it up. DJ Superman does pop the Jeff the Land Shark ultimate, able to find anything. He does find Crack Panther, who's immediately eliminated, as well as eats up a few more. Costs him his life, but Purple Kid is bouncing all over the objective. The Mr. Fantastic, a secret answer that this team is now relying on.
Absolutely, and I don't think it can be overstated how impactful Lesbians has been as well. I think these swaps are really good for them.
Certainly, the extra utility matters a lot. You now get to anchor around the Storm heals, damage boost, and speed boost that Storm is able to provide at any given time. And that allows you to play in a ball, which means Snowcut will have a less valuable dive because you're stacking on top of all 6 of each other. And then, as long as you check it's Daniel, over time, you're gonna win the long game. A huge Eye of
Oh my
Agamotto,
goodness.
though, as Pandemonium is involved. Finds 2 with the help of his team. And that should be a fight win, as 3 are now eliminated. Little Angry Stump falling shortly behind, joins his teammates in spawn. A nice freeze goes on to Bubblet, but Bubblet barely escapes with his life.
Now, we do have lots of ults for this re-engage. If you're DJ Vibes, you're simply going to group up and push again.
Yes, they have Bubblet choosing to pop the Hella ultimate. Nothing really to block it. The Strange opts not to go for him. Daniel does shred it, however, as he is ripping and tearing from this high ground. DJ Superman nearly losing his life to the DPS pool. He does. Bubblet also eliminated. Matianami forced to supportal into this, but supportal from really, really far away. His team has to make something happen from this, and it's an ult fest. Lesbians opting to use the Stormal here will likely find it's Daniel. Nice bag bubble, though. He's in trouble. Will likely get eliminated here if he is not careful. And he does. Goes a little too deep on the Stormal and doesn't secure the kill on Daniel, thanks to Nokia Val's partner Magneto Bubble. Great work by him.
Lesbians has been contesting this height, but recently on this corner it's been so difficult, and Daniel is getting a lot of value just sitting up there.
Feeling fantastic.
Yes, they are. Really, it's the duelists that are the stars of the show from Val Sucks. Nokia and Pandemonium holding their own exceptionally well also, but really the highlight reel goes to them two. Truly their mechanics and decision-making have really synced up. They may have found themselves a duo for life, as it's Daniel is going to pop the ultimate. And unfortunately, a little bit of misplay from Little Angry Stump. They tried to Groot ult it's Daniel in place, but unfortunately, when Punisher is ulting, he is CC immune.
A creative idea.
Could have worked. I saw the vision, but unfortunately, some of the low-tier players are going to make some mistakes just based off of the inexperience that they have. It does happen. Little Angry Stump is on the Strange now. I recommended this earlier. I think it's absolutely the right pick. But it's Daniel shreds Lesbians with the unlimited ammo. Mr. Fantastic opting to go in. Does force the Luna Snow, however, highly valuable. As long as they anchor from Snowcut's ult, they might be able to re-engage here, but they are going to need the Jeff ult to do it. He does pop it, looking to find something here. Is he able to find much? Does miss the Jeff ult, unfortunately, and he pays the price. Snowcut and Crack Panther will be eliminated. DJ Vibes finally finding something here, but they have to finish this out. Pandemonium with another equalizing Strange ult finds 2. He's been on fire. Low tier players with high tier impacts. Pandemonium, a 3K for him. This really not looking good if you're DJ Vibes. You have a Bubblet ult to work with and a late Cloak and Dagger ult, but you still even need to get somebody on this objective at the end of the day. 10 seconds to spare. They have the corner to work with. DJ Superman immediately shredded.
Oh,
Lesbians will be following him as well. And do they even get a touch on the objective? They do with the Strange TP, but the damage is already done. Bubblet and Little Angry Stump, the only members of their team remaining. Val Sucks also has the Rocket Ultimate to use. Opts to save it, no need to BM. But they will absolutely be holding this part only halfway on the capture progress. And that will be another map win for Val Sucks. They go 2-0 in the series so far. And DJ Vibes, the undefeated participants out of Winners Bracket, looking defeated from a impressive Val Sucks team.
I think if anything, DJ Vibes hopefully will learn to pick a better map. That's an easy first adjustment. And it does seem like they're adjusting decently well. It's just a little bit slow.
I do agree. I think they really need to get rid of the Rocket as well. The Rocket and the Cyclops need to be guaranteed goes every time. You just enable Daniel to do so much. And the problem is, he isn't even the only problem on this team. Snowcut has been an absolute mayhem in the backline, and Nokia and Pandemonium on their own have been slaughtering from the Vanguard side. Really excellent job from both of them, being players that normally wouldn't be too impactful, especially from the tiers in which they were drafted, but have really found a home on this team. Excellent work from them.
Absolutely. Looks like we're going to get a little reset from DJ. Might need to flip things around. And we should be all good.
Definitely, and I'll be transparent. I'm hopeful that we can get something out of DJ Vibes, right? We don't want grand finals to be a 3-0 sweep, and this is also one of the things that can happen, though, is that even though DJ Vibes does win out their bracket side, they didn't have to play Val Sucks in the winners bracket, right? They played Cyber Owls. They also had to play 5-star, and then
Right.
Val Sucks, even though they got eliminated by 5-star initially, have earned their way into grand finals. Really an excellent job from them, but this is where the mismatch can become a problem, right? If maybe the mechanical skill is too great for your team, you can be punished for it. If it's a decision-making problem, that's usually where DJ Vibe shines, but only one can be so much greater than the other, right? You can be so smart, but the reality is if Daniel and Snowcut are hitting the shots that they're hitting, it's going to be difficult to just outplay them with your brains. You're going to have to use your thumbs and your wrists, depending on if your controller or PC, to handle business.
Right, and I do think something should be said for Valsuck's coordination, because they are pretty darn coordinated, and again, a lot of them knew each other before the tournament, which is a huge advantage. You don't get where they are just by mechanics, but their mechanics are certainly what we're seeing be the dominating factor right now.
Yeah, they really lucked out with the draft, getting quite a few of their personal friends on the same team who have likely played with each other before. That experience is truly invaluable. While DJ Vibes is a true team of people who have never played before. I believe the only relationship in here is that Lesbians and Mathianami were on the same team on the Overwatch draft tournament.
Oh yeah.
And that's it.
I forgot about that.
So we're going to go to a rather fun map. We're actually going to Lower Manhattan, a convergence map where periodically throughout the game, it will actually scan the entire map, showing you where people are and informing you of their ult charge.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yes, a little bit of an interesting mechanic that map specifically introduces, but definitely a fun pick, and I'm not exactly surprised that DJ Vibes are going for a little bit of silliness at this point within our match. And we go into map 3. Val Sucks, a chance to win it all. DJ Vibes fighting to make this either respectable or start the reverse sweep. But we're going to have to see what happens, especially with the ban decisions. I will say, this generally is a much better map for DJ Vibes. The sightlines, even though they're parts that have these long kind of DPS oriented, duelist, head scan heavy, dependent parts, there are plenty of places for you to have close quarter combat, which I think generally is going to favor DJ Vibes.
Hey, that's good.
Hey, that is good.
All right, ban time, our favorite time. Smart to ban the rocket initially.
I say you get the rocket out, you get the Cyclops completely out, unless it gets saved here, and then you'll be happy. I will say the Helen Namor.
Save.
That is interesting. I bet Nokia Val is feeling really confident on it, or they may put Pandemonium on the Magneto as well. Now, I will say if they do happen to get this Helen Namor team up, that could be a big problem, especially if the two people hovering over it are the ones that are going to be playing it.
Yeah, definitely, but... And gosh, I was gonna say hopefully DJ Vibes thinks of that, but I don't even think that Val Sucks has played that into them.
I don't think so either. It's a generally really good duelist duo that would likely get banned in like really high tier play, but especially when you're thinking about all the problems you've had to face from the other team, you got to answer the things that have already been causing you issue. It is limiting to the foresight that you might have. Right. Namor is eliminated, so Bubblet unable to play that for his team. That will enable Snowcut quite a bit more if he opts to play these more dive DPS he's had such success on. The Emma ban. I don't necessarily mind it.
Yeah.
Gambit's a smart ban, always. Gambit is a server admin in these lobbies.
Absolutely, I just don't feel like we've seen these teams play that much Gambit to warrant a whole ban.
I don't necessarily disagree with it. It's more of a safety thing where if they happen to pull out the Gambit, it could be a problem. But I do agree that I don't think there's a strong Gambit player over at DJ Vibes, or if there is one, it doesn't warrant taking them off the role they've already been playing.
I guess if your Val Sucks and you're going into what could potentially be a 3-0, you're maybe not worried about every single ban, given that it's been going pretty well for you.
Absolutely, and these saves are Magneto and Strange probably going to be opting for that double main tank composition. One you can anchor really easy around and just kind of shoot at each other, but you have the most sustain you could possibly have.
Could make all the difference.
But how DJ Vibes has to answer this is you have to be able to apply pressure from like a backline perspective, right? I'm really hoping we actually get to see some sort of dive come out from Lesbians or Purple Kid. But I don't know if it's going to be possible with the current comp. We do have the Rocket Penny team up, which could be really valuable. Along with that Ultron Penny team up. Bubblet now on the Invisible Woman. No longer playing the Duelist. Purple Kid will likely be on the solo Duelist this game. A role we haven't seen him on other than the first map where he was mirroring the Cyclops.
Rogue? No Duelist?
We are going GOATS comp, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what this comp is, it comes a little bit from the Overwatch days where you would play 3 supports and 3 tanks. And a little bit of history around this. I wonder if Mathianami shared this. This is actually a comp that I ran with my team and the high school circuit in which I coached. And I will say the composition that they're running with this GOATS comp is not what we ran at all within it. We thought there were a few conditions you had to meet, but it isn't a bad idea. If you make a comp that isn't really diveable and you don't have to worry about the DPS duel, you're good. Now, Snowcut is on the Wolverine. That will certainly cause problems for this comp. The Wolverine, reminder, does extra damage to Vanguards.
Right. And it does seem like this map pick and this comp are kind of a throwing it all in one bag and hoping for the best. I mean, this is a big swap from what they've had previously.
Certainly, but Lesbians and Purple Kid are doing a really good job carrying each other. The initial Wolverine grab immediately handled by the Rogue grab, and then right when Rogue got grabbed, they got Pennywebbed immediately. But this room is a deadly kill box. Purple Kid will immediately fall, and Lesbians is getting blown up by It's Daniel on the Phoenix here. Both tanks now down. Little Angry Stump, the sole vanguard with the rest of his strategists. But the problem is you have no damage being able to come out. I would be shocked if they were able to secure any eliminations with the way that they're running this composition. They do find Snowcut as a nice constellation prize, but this should be a pretty steady cap for Valsex.
Is this comp playable, or do we just need to swap?
The comp is playable, not with the characters that they are playing on. Noir Assassin does pop the Cloak and Dagger, because DJ Superman is also eliminated here. But that's just a near guarantee. Again, they probably could have won it without the Cloak and Dagger roll, but I don't necessarily mind securing this capture point. DJ Vibes needs to find a little bit of something different. And different they shall. Lesbians is now on the Captain America. I think it'll be interesting to see if this works out. The Captain America, if you're good at him, kind of just doesn't die, especially with the Ultron drone applied to him. And so he's going to be applying tons of backline pressure here. But as long as Valsex understands that he is kind of a tickle monster and do not pay him too much mind, he shouldn't have too much of an impact. But we'll just have to see what occurs here. Lesbians goes in real deep as he soaks tons of cooldowns. Crack Panther choosing to white Foxhole, immediately answered by Bubblet. Purple Kid does get his Rogue ult canceled. A huge ultimate from Pandemonium. And Snowcut ults, but does get eliminated. They're tanking all of this thanks to a extremely good Ultron ultimate. That barrage keeping them alive from a Strange ult, Phoenix ult, and Wolverine ult all at the same time.
Wow.
But they have to find their footing
low.
here. Nokia looking for a Magneto Ball, does find Bubblet. Purple eliminated as well, but that great Ultron ult is not enough. He will get res, but it's not going to matter at the end of the day, as his team is currently getting walked down. Lesbians, though, doesn't like all the negativity I'm spreading, chooses to Captain America ult to the objective. He is virtually unkillable while he is Captain America ulting, but his team is caught in the back, likely going to stall point for as much as he physically can. Opts to finally get off. DJ Superman does have the Rocket Beacon available. Noir Assassin close to an ult of his own. Purple Kid chooses to opt for his ult, but Noir Assassin, a perfectly timed Cloak and Dagger ultimate, sending that into his team.
Valsex is building ults quickly.
Yes, they are, as DJ Superman is going to answer with a rocket ult of his own. So a little bit of cat and mouse that we get to see. Lesbians extremely involved, has to get out, isn't able to. Mathianami already almost has an Ultron ultimate again, but he needs to stay alive, though he doesn't. Does have the rocket res, however, but I think the damage is already done. DJ Superman will fall. Purple Kid very close to being eliminated as well, as he does. And Valsex, even though it takes an extremely long fight on the payload, will finally start getting some progress again.
I mean, this comp, this Goats comp is not completely not working. I mean, again, the fight was quite long because you just have so many characters that take so much damage.
Indeed, it is a bit of a stall composition for sure. As Mathianami uses to initiate the Ultron ultimate, not able to find much. Snowcut is in the backline, does have his ultimate, is extremely low, has to get out. The passive is popped, is going to give him some extra life, but he's still going to need some extra support. Will get caught out by Purple Kid. Nice work from him. Bubblet, the invis ultimate level, but Pandemonium, every Strange ult has been game-changing. Will this one be one too? And it is. Two strategists immediately are eliminated. This guy is on fire.
Wow. Again, I think we've said it before, but Pandemonium was a great pull from this draft.
Absolutely. One thing that is interesting about some of your low tier picks is that it could just be someone who hasn't played the game a lot, right? They may have tons of gaming skills and mechanics, and so if they have the time to grind the game before the draft, they can grow in skill exponentially. I think that's what we're seeing from Pandemonium here. A big Angela ult does get popped by Lesbians. Are they able to clean anything up? They are, as Purple Kid takes out Crack Panther. Snowcut extremely low, but as is Angela.
Down to 30 seconds.
Purple Kid will be eliminated. And again, I just feel like there's a bit of a desync on these teams here. Is that every time Purple Kid and Lesbians want to be aggressive, their team's just not with them to walk. And they truly need to be in sync to be able to make this happen. But again, the GOATS comp, like you said, has been working. They've been stalling this fight out forever. We're actually going to be going into overtime on 2 fights in what's felt like 4 minutes of complete carnage.
Going to overtime.
Absolutely, and I was wondering when we should maybe bail out of this comp, but like you said, it kinda is working. I was skeptical, but
Indeed, the Strange Portal will come out as Crack Panther does have the White Fox Soul. Mathianami able to answer with an Ultron ultimate of his own. The only ultimates they're going to have to use for actual kill potential will be DJ Superman's Rocket Beacon. I imagine he'll be popping it immediately, but it's Daniel will have the answer with the Phoenix ult immediately. That's going to insta-break that beacon. It sure does, but Crack Panther and Snowcut are both eliminated, but Pandemonium's building the Strange ult. This could be exactly what they need. He looks for it here, possibly. Able to find anything? No, it cost him his life. Will they finally have a little bit of pushback against Val Sucks as we are in map 3? They do not want to yield just yet, as they know we have more people on the objective, and finally they fall DJ Vibes a little bit of pushback and a little bit of life breathed into this series for them.
maybe I need to take back any of my negative thoughts about GOATS.
You'll need a
Look,
top-notch team to win
I'm
this
seeing
one.
it in action here, and it'll be a great opportunity for me once I go to my students and say, hey, just so you know, this comp can work, we're just not doing it right. And then we get to show in a match like this all the success that they are having here.
Right, and they did make some pretty significant swaps to several of their vanguards throughout that, which seems to have been very impactful as well.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're already experimenting, you might as well keep it up a little bit, right?
And they choose to run it on attack as well, it looks like.
I do really like the counter swap from Valsuck. Snowcut is going on to the Moon Knight. Now, if you are in the Twitch chat, I'm just going to ask you this. If you know anything about Marvel Rivals, if you're a Moon Knight playing into a GOATS comp, are we over under a Moon Knight ult every 30 seconds? Or what do you think? Because what I see here is a ult battery waiting in the wings. Snowcut might be able to build this thing maybe twice a fight into a GOATS composition. Now, one thing he is going to look out from is that the Mathianami and Lesbians double flyer composition might give them some time to handle this. But Max, I completely agree. I think we're in under category as well.
I have slain ancient
But let's see if they can
gods and
continue
elder
for their little GOATS
This should be
experiment
easy.
to find success.
I mean, given how long the fights are, maybe he will build several ults in one fight.
That's true. I was thinking about it from a standard time. We might be in 3 or 4 Moon Knight Ultimate territory. And this Phoenix as well is going to be a big problem. So much AoE damage into this GOATS composition with Phoenix and Moon Knight. Lesbians thankfully gets out with their life. Snowcut will find Mathianami, but Pandemonium, the first to be eliminated from Val Sucks. Purple Kid does overheat just a little bit, and they're just eating so much damage. They need to be running the Magneto or the Strange with this composition to eat some of this damage, or else they're gonna be in trouble. Lesbians does find Snowcut though. Crack Panther also extremely low. That's a 2K from the high tier Vanguard player. And is he able to find Daniel as well? A great micro stun. Daniel has no health, but the damage is done. Purple Kid finds 2 of his own. As the high tiers are having high tier impact for DJ Vibes. And even though they're playing in a Phoenix and a Moon Knight, again, 2 characters that I think would be perfect against a 3 strategist, 3 tank comp, They're making it happen.
Get that vehicle to its destination.
I do want to point out, Little Angry Stump is doing a good job looking at the same things his high tiers are looking at. They're getting most of the like kill secures, but he is doing a lot of damage.
That's great. Pandemonium is swapping over to the Devil Dino. Going to be a big problem for all of these Vanguards. But he is eating just about every single left and right click from Purple Kid. Snowcut a bit out of position on the Moon Knight will fall. And DJ Superman, I love this ultimate to keep this momentum going. Immediately will be eliminated by Daniel, but they've already done the job. Noir Assassin extremely low on the Cloak and Dagger. He'll be eliminated as well. 4 minutes to get this to the yellow check mark at the top of your screen, and they have some ultimates to spare.
Yeah, Valsex also coming up on a good amount of ultimates. Looks like Snowcut swapped to Wolverine.
The thing will immediately ripped after finding Pandemonium. Nokia is a lot of trouble. He'll be eliminated as well. And Purple Kid is getting involved within this fight. Lesbians looking to find a kill here. Both strategist ults have to be popped from Valsex just to even stay alive in the fight. Bubblet caught off guard, but great peel from Lesbians to take him away from the fight. Little Angry Stuff in trouble, but Bubblet is there with the ultimate. If that peel doesn't happen, we don't have the Invis ult to sustain. Lesbians, a great ult from him as well. Little Angry Stump still has the mind control available. It's Daniel being brutalized in the corner by this Angela.
Oh my goodness.
1.65 meters. Snowcut does ult, but
They
finds
did it.
absolutely nothing. And we are not getting a sweep in Grand Finals, ladies and gentlemen. It is 2-1
They
in this series.
actually did it.
DJ Vibes, finally a little bit of life in their system. There, bring it to Valsex. And again, this series, we're still going. This is not going to be no sweep territory, and I expected nothing from the undefeated till this game DJ Vibes, who have been waiting patiently in this bracket.
And honestly, it feels very fitting for some of the people on DJ Vibes' team to do something as, like, quote-unquote silly as a GOATS comp in their potentially last round of Grand Finals.
Absolutely. Taking a look at the scoreboard, I think they've really exposed Snowcut here. Not having all of these duelists to dive and take advantage of was really difficult for him, even on the Wolverine, who should likely excel in a comp like this. He struggled with the Moon Knight. It's like this comp is just something that's so alien to him that it's really removed his impact from the game in a dramatic way. This could be something we continue to see from DJ Vibes to keep this going. But I am curious how they'll adjust. I wonder if Valsex is going to attempt to ban some of the key characters from this composition. But to be honest, I truly don't know what they would target to enable them or disable them from playing the comp.
Definitely. I'm really interested to see what Val picks as their map. Maybe something with a little bit longer range.
As we now get our map format reset here. So there are only 3 map formats within Marvel Rivals. For our best of 3 series, it made sense to not have any repeated formats. For a best of 5, it simply refreshes after you have been to all of the map types. So we forced a convergence pick. Now a team could pick a domination, a convergence, or a convoy, as long as it's not a map that has been played in this series to begin with. So they have lots of options to pick from. I will be curious to what they look for. If I am Valorant Sucks, I'm probably looking for another convoy map. I feel like that was where we were most dominant as a team, and most of the convoy maps have these really long sight lines that my very talented hitscan duelist players can continue to thrive.
Definitely, and I wonder if we see a Protect come out on something like the Cyclops, just because they took away a lot of Daniel's possibility there with banning the Punisher and the Cyclops. I wonder if they're going to commit a save to that, or if they're going to continue kind of catering to their lower tier players.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I don't think the gap between Daniel, Cyclops, and Punisher is to warrant really saving it. I think they are getting a lot of value from their low tiers. Pandemonium, especially, is one worthy of highlighting. That
Right.
they do want to continue to give those protects, right? You don't want to make your team weaker just because you have a high tier player who's slightly better at one character, right?
Right. Do we think DJ Vibes attempts to ban Strange?
I think that would be a solid pick. I think Pandemonium has been an absolute issue on that character. The problem is they just don't have enough bans to be able to handle everything they need to handle.
Right.
They need to get rid of the Rocket, right? Um, they have to get rid of the Cyclops. They If they ban Strange, you're leaving so many of like the quote unquote meta options available that it could be troublesome.
Yeah. Maybe this is again just what we've been talking about where you can only ban so much.
Yeah, certainly. But it should be an interesting as we now go back to Domination as the map pick of choice. Still fitting in the order in which we do things here, as our teams look like they might be ready to go soon, only waiting on the verification from Valorant Sucks, who again needs a single map to finish out this series. But DJ Vibes comes out and continues to wow as they do not let this series die as a 3-0. Can they keep this momentum going? We'll have to find out.
And I need y'all to promise right now if we end up at a map 5 situation, no one's going to bed until this is over.
I agree. If your casters aren't allowed to go to bed and I have to wake up tomorrow with no voice, then you at least warrant us sticking around to see what the result is. Now, one thing I will think will be interesting for Valorant Sucks is I think this GOATS composition is actually best on domination maps.
Right. Definitely.
The immediate Gambit ban is interesting. Again, I feel like we haven't seen the Gambit bin run.
Mm-hmm.
That does open up doors for Little Angry Stump to get back on the Devil Dino. And in a GOATS composition, I think that would be extremely deadly. If I am DJ Vibes, I am saving Devil Dino and getting Little Angry Stump back on him.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I'm actually shocked that they didn't ban that initially. Again, I just don't understand the Gambit ban.
Again, on paper, Gambit is still just a great ban, but we haven't seen any great Gambit play from DJ Vibes, at least on stream. It's possible there's something that they know that we don't.
That's
But
true.
again, if you're smart, DJ Vibes needs to save the Devil Dino here. But it looks like they may be opting for a Strange save instead.
Which is... Oh! Nice.
There it is. They get Little Angry Stump back on the Devil Dino, something they have not been able to do the entirety of this series, as it's been a first ban for Val Sucks every single time. They do take out Lesbian's Angela, but to be honest, his flexibility is too great. You can't really ban him. He's going to have something else that he's going to play, and if they run this GOATS comp, it's going to be just as impactful.
Right. I do understand, though, because he did stay on Angela the longest, and she did seem to be one of his better picks during that last map.
I do agree. It appeared to really take Daniel out of the game, right? He couldn't sit alone wherever he wanted because he always had an Angela flying into his face.
Right.
They get the Strange and the Devil. I think this is really solid. I think the bans went about as perfectly as they could. You don't get the Punisher Rocket team up. He doesn't have the Cyclops. And these tanks have been a really big problem. DJ Vibes definitely picking some nice bans. Val Sucks. I understand why they gave the bans they did, but there's some of which I'm just a little confused by. Rocket, I do think is a fantastic ban, especially in a tournament with quote-unquote low-tier players. You don't want to give the easy option available to everyone. You want to force them on something different. And it also looks like we might be getting a little bit of a dino duel. Pandemonium might be going over to the Devil Dino, just as Little Angry Stump is sure to also be on the Dinosaur.
I would love to see that duel. I think both of them are good dinos.
Yes, I do apologize in advance for our viewers at home, as
Pick
Devil
your
Dino
hero.
is quite
Your
a
villain, I'm
screen
not
clutter, and if there are two on either side, it might be a little confusing, especially if you don't have too much Marvel Rivals experience of what is going on your screen. But I promise we will do our best to provide you guys a nice experience, and I love to see this from DJ Superman, the Lord Mantis, who is so impactful, and I think, as I said previously, is one of the essential supports you need if you're going to run goats. The extra damage that DJ Superman is able to put out is incredible. You need the Mantis just for the kill potential.
Surely Purple is not running Squirrel Girl.
I think Purple could do lots and lots of interesting things, but I do want to point out one thing that could be a problem. We do have the Gambit, Rogue, and Magneto web of team-ups
wow.
available for Val Sucks. The Rogue and Gambit team-up already being extremely good, and Snowcut being a extremely good Rogue. And then you also have the Gambit team-up for... Or, sorry, the Magneto team-up for Gambit that Crack Panther's now going to be able to play. I would say, on paper, the comp very much favors Val Sucks.
Wow.
All you need to do is capture the mission area.
I do like the Mantis and Dino swaps.
We're opting for a Goats comp. Our three tanks we decided to go for are Thing, Captain America, and Devil Dino. Really an interesting array of characters. But
No
they made it
shields.
happen last match.
Sure.
Let's see if they can keep it going.
Lesbians is in.
Yes, he is, immediately gets involved, but great work from his supports to keep him at great health to continue this dive. Again, the triple support with the Captain America, it is very difficult to deal with him. He will be a fly on the wall for a long time. And DJ Vibes is the first to take this objective. Again, they have so much sustain to be able to keep this going. Purple Kid goes really, really aggressive, though. Is he able to find any kills they would hopefully want? He needs to get out. Do not give them these free kills. And luckily, they do not. Noir Assassin switching back over to the strategist pool. Also does have a Gambit team up alongside him. Be careful, little angry stump does get grabbed by the Rogue. Now has an extra ability inspired by Devil Dino, but Snowcut extremely low, has to use the mag bubble for it. Purple Kid does have the thing, likely looking to use it here.
Oh
it's
my
gigantic. Gosh. He hits 3 in the back line, and DJ Vibes with this Frankenstein of a comp. They're not only thriving, they're dominating.
And
More than half of the
Purple
mission area.
built that
Keep
ult
going.
in like 4 Thing punches, and maybe that's just how Thing is and I'm not aware, but that was truly impressive work.
That is how Thing works when your Thing has 5,500 damage already in this game, along with the Infernal team-up that he is using. And he can just stay in and keep swinging, and they have no answer for all the sustain that is being thrown at them. The Rogel is going to come out, but she is in big danger. She gets separated from her team. Is she able to get out? It looks like she does. Crack Panther is going to have the Gambit ult. They really need it to be able to break through. Do they choose to use it? They do. That hits nearly everybody on the team. Bubblet, though, does have the Invisible Woman ult. They do opt to use it. Daniel looking for something with the Bucky ult, likely not able to find much, and actually, he finds himself back in the spawn room. They can't kill anyone on DJ Vibes. If you look, everyone's at basically full health, and we just saw 3 offensive ults get used.
This is insane. For the record, this is insane.
Mathianami is going to have the Ultron Ultimate available. Mantis
DJ
ult
Vibes
is
has
going to be
almost
online if they
every
need it.
ult online.
They built it again. Again, they're just eating all of this damage. The ult charge is insane. They're not dying. And this is a 99% sweep on the first part of this map.
This is a nightmare for Val Sucks.
If you're Val Sucks, I need you to look at the scoreboard right now. You have not gotten an elimination into this game yet.
Oh my word.
No one has died, and Snowcut has done 11,000 damage.
It's actually insane.
I mean, this is art. This has got to be something great. Marvel Rivals is already a game that can truly be pushed to the limits compositionally, but this version of a Goats comp being the thing that works out, truly a miracle. Maybe it's a bit of a mismatch in the comp for Val Sucks, but DJ Vibes is slaughtering with this composition. Now, I will say this next part of the map is extremely open. It'll be really, really good for Daniel to push out lots of damage as they also go over to the triple support now. But
Starts in 5, 4,
who knows
3,
at this point? Really,
2,
who knows?
1.
Yeah, I imagine lesbians will be on top of those supports.
It's Daniel is actually now on the Iron Man, opting that hopefully the Iron Man ultimate, giving them an opportunity to win here. Doesn't matter if they live, if you do have an ultimate, that is a one-shot.
Daniel is flanking and lesbians is on him. Theoretically.
Great
yeah,
job
chasing
controlling
him.
these angles. Little Angry Stump does have that Dino Rampage available, and again, they have so much health to sustain, they can walk really whenever they want to. They just have to choose to do so. Nokia does have the Magneto ultimate available. A great grab from Little Angry Stump. Pandemonium forced to pop the Luna ult, but Lesbians, an ult of his own. Great sustain that Captain America ult can provide. Basically is a pseudo support ult. Mathianami does get eliminated, however, finally an elimination on the board for Val Sucks, but Snowcut does fall for it. The Magneto ultimate is used. Is he able to find any eliminations? Yes, DJ Superman will be eliminated. Bubblet in a lot of trouble. The low and solo strategist for his team will get eliminated. Nice target prioritization from Val Sucks. It appears they have finally cracked the code a little bit of this GOATS comp. One pick is all you need, and the sustain begins to fall naturally. Val Sucks finally taking the point, but not after DJ Vibes is able to secure 30%.
Yeah, very modest 30% and also 3 ults nearly online.
And then, again, that seems like a lost fight right from the beginning, but just because of how long these fights do last, you got 30% for it. Snowcut does use the punch up, but immediately gets slept by DJ Superman. Really a good job from him. A huge thing ult again. They have to keep him alive. The triple support doing its job, though. They have to take care of Daniel. Does get grabbed again by the Dino, but almost no damage being sent off into him. This triple support might just be the answer, but Crack Panther will be eliminated. Nice shot from DJ Superman, as this statue is Daniel's best friend no more. He gets sent back to the spawn room by his flying counterpart, an enemy of his creation, Ultron. Purple Kid takes out Pandemonium, and no ultimates really needed to be used other than the Thing ult and the Captain America ult, mostly used for himself. They're finally back on the board, and Val Sucks is going to have a tough time breaking through all the sustain that we saw in the first part of this map.
Definitely. Now they do have that Gambit ult up again, and as you were saying, Iron Man could be helpful.
Yes, he can. He has an ultimate and the Gambit ultimate online, and unfortunately, Purple Kid does die, and Mathianami not able to go down. That's 2 kills gifted for free, and that is a great opportunity to walk in on this team. If Daniel, looking for the Iron Man, does find 2, that will certainly be a fight win for Val Sucks, but they invest 2 of probably their best ults to do so, and they had already killed 2. In my opinion, that fight seemed won without the ultimates even being necessary.
Yeah, that's very reasonable, and their ult economy comparatively is not looking too great now. DJ Vibes has 4, almost 5 online.
DJ Vibes is going to have every strategist ultimate available. They're going to really be able to walk however they would like onto this team. And they pop 3 at the same time. Mathianami raining hell from above, getting beamed by is Daniel, but it does no damage to him as this Ghost comp rams through. Val Sucks. Nokia almost has his Magneto ult, but not enough. They are going to capture this objective. They will have an Invisible Woman ult and Captain America and Thing ultimate online for this, but they're chasing these kills early. That's exactly what we want to see. They get a triple right out of the spawn door.
Now, maybe an overcommitment of support ults, correct me if I'm wrong, but I guess if you take point...
The area is almost yours.
And they likely are going to need a TP to take this as Daniel switches over to the Strange. But Bubblet does have the Invisible Woman ultimate online. Purple, a Thing ult, ready to rip whenever he wants. But Pandemonium will have that Luna ult. That's going to be a big deal as long as he can get it on this objective. Trump is used, likely sending some people off the map. He finds
wow.
DJ Superman and Angry Stump. That's a huge ult. Bubblet also immediately falls on his own. they do have the Strange available for a Strange TP. I do think Lesbians is going to pop the ult to stall a little bit, but it's not going to be very impactful in the long game. Little Angry Stump is on the Doctor Strange. He needs to save this TP. Do not let this rip too soon. If you do, it will spell trouble for your team. He does let it be used. It goes straight into the sky. You have to jump out of it to get out. Bubblet does get the Invisible Woman out, ultimate out. Lesbians now on the hook. Purple Kid trying to get to the portal, but isn't able to jump out enough. He needs to rip this thing off as he has a chance of winning. Does hit the Luna. You have to kill the Luna, but she cleanses herself. Val sucks. Absolutely on top in this fight. We are going to the third section of this map.
And again, I've said it before, but I just feel like none of what we have watched today has been predictable. Not one time.
And don't worry, even though we have so many people in chat, we always have one of the comic book nerds correcting my quotes from one of the movies, because Hank Pym made Ultron, only Tony Stark made Ultron in the MCU. But don't worry, Marvel Rivals really brings out the comic nerd in people, so I will do my best not to offend anybody for any cinematic alterations.
Get ready.
I mean, the MCU, sure, but this is also Marvel Rivals, so is it not the MCU here as well?
Well, yeah, they changed some things, but that's not important. What's more important is we're going into the third map of this particular map pick. DJ Vibes winning the last one. Val Sucks taking them to this map as their map pick.
Ooh, lots of switches on DJ Vibe's side, too.
Purple Kid's playing Squirrel Girl. We have put both your high tiers now on the duelist. Storm and Squirrel Girl, a ton of damage that they're going to be able to put out. DJ Superman onto the Atom. A little odd in terms of the dual heal composition. I guess they're hoping to just damage battery through their team.
And you know that Val Sucks was not expecting to see a Squirrel Girl in round 3 of this map.
Certainly, but they do still have to make things happen. Bubblet will fall a little bit out of position. They only have the Adam Warlock heals, and he's running rather low on that resource to begin with. Purple Kid luckily stays alive, but Little Angry Stump will be eliminated as the Gambit ult is popped. That'll be basically a guaranteed fight win for Val Sucks. You get a little bit of a consolation prize for DJ Vibes, but
9%.
I don't know if I absolutely love the compositional switch, even though Squirrel Girl can be really strong in all of these close quarters. I really feel like the GOATS comp was giving you a lot of success, and even though Val Sucks won that map, I really don't think they found an answer. I think maybe just some things went their way.
Definitely. And like you were saying, that last map was really open. This one doesn't appear to be.
Daniel, who is now on the Doctor Strange, lets the Strange ult loose. Doesn't find much, though. Pandemonium will take out DJ Superman and ends up popping the Luna Snow ult, but that's the only reason they're living in this. Purple Kid's still going to find 2 with the Squirrel Girl ult. You don't want to be in close quarters combat.
Oh my gosh.
Kills 4! The Claw Drop being a gigantic difference maker here. That is absolutely gigantic from Snowcut. High tier players do indeed make high tier plays. That was the only reason they won that fight unscathed. And this could be a victory lap for their team. They do only have Noir Assassin for the Storm ult. He needs to use it. He does. Excellent communication. They do get the Cloak ultimate out. Is he able to find anyone? No. Lesbians goes unkilled for the Storm ult, and he gets caught on the objective. He really needs someone to bail him out here. No, he dies for it. We are in dire straits if you are DJ Vibes, but as I say that, they get 2 of their own. You're even, 4v4.
Oh, that could be bad.
Nokia looks for a dump. Luckily, Bubblet is alive and stays in the Invisible Woman ult. A huge stabilizer that their team desperately needed. Little Angry Stump is falling a little bit low. If I'm him, I'm possibly looking for the ultimate here to win my team this fight. But they need something because Val Sucks is pushing the aggression. Purple Kid extremely low. Luckily does live. DJ Superman does have the Atom Res available. See, they're not getting enough kills. The team is back now with respawns. Lesbians extremely low. Does get healed up. DJ Superman dies and doesn't have the self-res. There's no Adam Warlock available. Val Sucks chooses to press the aggression. this is going to be a win for Val Sucks. They're going to take the grand finals of the tournament 3-1. DJ Superman, the only one available, as they win map 4. 3-1. Val Sucks completes the loser run, dethroning DJ Vibes, who had an undefeated day until this moment.
Another epic victory.
Wow. And that, no one can say was not earned. I mean, to bring it all the way back up from the loser's bracket and then fight into maybe the weirdest comp that most of us have seen in a long time. You gotta hand it to him. That was impressive.
I mean, DJ Vibes really brought everything to them that they could. And I do agree with you. It is completely well earned. They obviously won the draft with this team, as there's no real weak point available to them. They really complemented each other well. You could tell that some of the personal connections really paid off in the team play. I mean, truly, truly an incredible series.
Absolutely. I'm just glad that I got to be here to help cast it for you guys, because that was a fun watch.
Yeah, you guys really got the privilege of watching a fantastic series. And now we get some lovely, lovely business of awarding some championships. So big congratulations to Val Sucks, the second championship team we have had within our draft tournament series. Unfortunately for Bubblet, he's not able to be our first double champion. But hey, it's all right. We should spread the love a little bit, right?
And he can always come back for Tournament 3.
Absolutely. And again, really a big compliment to DJ Vibes as well, making it this far. Being grand finals in this tournament is absolutely a huge accomplishment. Whether you go home a champion or not, it was a fantastic game to watch, and they absolutely deserved to be here.
Yes, so thank you guys so much for coming to watch with us. Feel free to go back and rewatch matches if you just can't get over it like we can't, but we are gonna go give out some rolls, tell people GG's, and go to bed.
Yes, your casters need some herbal tea in their life, as their throats are very hoarse. But yes, we're gonna call it a night. It has been lots and lots of Marvel Rivals that we've been able to bring to you guys. We love getting to see the general chat of the Discord light up with a celebration of our champions, and so really a fantastic job from them. And we look forward to our next stream, this time not really knowing what game we'll pick next.
Yeah, y'all have to stick around the server to find out. Night, guys.